the University of Geneva compiled an enormous meta-analysis of 15 years of research into the effects of action video games, first-person shooters, etc., on the human brain, and found cognitive improvements in gamers across the board. Surprised? Despite the negative associations that come with gaming, moderate play was shown to boost cognitive abilities, which is no surprise, considering that our brain is essentially built for many of the tasks found in a typical shooter, puzzle, or racing game. In fact, in the specific metrics measured, spatial awareness and attention, multitasking, and adapting to new plans, the gamers were found to be better by 1.5 standard deviations than non-gamers, quite significant. There's also plenty of evidence that gaming enhances logical, analytical, motor, literary, executive, and even social functions in both children and adults. An hour or so spent playing a game could boost your perceptive skills, your memory, and your decision-making abilities. Gaming can slow the neurodegeneration that inevitably comes with age, lowers impulsiveness, and even has positive effects on the way the eyes process information. A 2009 study by Richard Heyer and colleagues even found that a simple game like Tetris had the power to literally thicken the cortex after introducing the game for just a 3-month period to participants. It's no surprise, really. Video games force you to think quickly, to solve problems, to pay attention and process and synthesize many different strands of information at the same time. Depending on the type of game, different types of reactions, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills can be literally trained and honed. Games requiring quick thinking and action force you to adapt in one way, while those focused on deciphering puzzles and piecing together clues make you practice thinking in a completely different manner. Role-playing games encourage you to plan out your actions, predict a story, and explore possibilities. The key is truly that at the most basic level, a video game requires a lot of mental engagement and focus, which keeps you alert and sharp. The brain is nothing but an adaptation machine based on what it sees and experiences, and thus, games can benefit it plenty. Play with others, and you add in the skills of cooperation, communication, and leadership. Video games are not really games at all, but mini worlds where people can practice all those same skills that are highly adaptive out there in the real world. It's worth noting, however, that this information is not exactly a license to binge on video games or get lost in addictive gaming behavior. The researchers found positive effects at around 8 or so hours a week of play, at maximum, spread out evenly across the week, rather than crammed into 1 or 2 all-night gaming sessions. Like so many things in life, moderation is key here. Gaming that disrupts healthy sleeping or eating patterns, or that negatively impacts relationships or socializing, will likely cancel out any potential benefits. If you're a gamer, periodically reassess the actual role that games are playing in your life. Be honest about why and how you play. Do you use the games to procrastinate? Or do you feel compelled to game to escape responsibility or avoid the rest of your life? Gaming can reduce stress, but if it's your sole defense mechanism, it can start to hinder rather than help. We live in a hyper-stimulated and addictive world filled with distractions. Is your play helping you unwind at night, or making you a wired-up, antisocial insomniac? Are you able to take breaks and relax in other ways that don't require a screen? Set a limit to how much you play, and monitor yourself regularly to make sure you're using gaming as a tool for development and relaxation, rather than a drug to numb yourself or escape. Ask how you feel before and after a game. Check in with your body and your mental state, and act responsibly according to how you feel. Consider changing up the kinds of games you play as well, or recruit friends and family to play with you to make it a social activity. Take breaks, don't slouch, And try to avoid pairing gaming with other unhealthy or addictive habits like snacking on junk food or drinking. As we've already seen in the previous section on dopamine, gaming is one potential behavior that has the potential to turn addictive and compulsive. Not all games are created equal. Be honest about your gaming habits and answer the following questions. Do you find yourself playing for a lot longer than you plan to, almost as though you couldn't quit? Do you find that you feel angry, miserable, anxious, or wired after gaming in a way that takes a while to wear off? Do the people around you comment or even complain about your gaming behavior? Do you shirk duties and responsibilities in order to game, or find that you can't help but play when you should be doing something else? Do you find that you game almost automatically, and sometimes without even a sense of enjoyment? If you answered yes to the above questions, chances are that gaming is not a harmless relaxation exercise. Try to dopamine detox described in an earlier chapter and see if you can recalibrate your habits around gaming. Try another game, take a long break, or limit your daily game playtime. All in all, relaxation doesn't have to be a boring chore that you add to the to-do list and begrudgingly complete because you think a healthy person ought to. In fact, this is precisely not the point. If video games honestly help you relax, play away, knowing you're using that time to chill out and train your brain at the same time. The Brain Mechanic: How to Optimize Your Brain for Peak Mental Performance, Neurogrowth, and Cognitive Fitness. Written by Peter Hollins, narrated by Russell Newton. Copyright 2022 by Peter Hollins. Production copyright by Peter Hollins.